Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Please do like and subscribe down there, yeah? It does help. Seriously. I'm going to talk today about the crazy attitude that the members of Parliament seem to have about how to deal with the public and the prison system. Apparently, Angela Rayner, who is the deputy leader of the Labour Party, she sits next to Keir Starmer. You'll see them on the news. Yeah, Angela Rayner. She's from Ashton-under-Lyne, that knows. Yeah, she was actually born in Stockport. Had her first child at the age of 16. God bless her. And she's now got a number of children and lives as a single parent in Ashton-under-Lyne. Nothing wrong with that. My brother was a policeman there for many years. Nice place, Ashton-under-Lyne. I'm going to talk about their daft policies, though. Daft, crazy. Angela Rayner's talking about when Labour come to power, which is an assumption that she's making there, folks. But or if Labour assume control after the next general election, she's going to ensure that they make misogyny a criminal offence. I mean, the jails would be full of people like Roy Chubby Brown, Bernard Manning, all those people. They'd be in jail, wouldn't they? Imagine how that would serve society. How would that help? How is that going to help make society a better place for people to live? Locking the likes of Bernard Manning and Chubby Brown up. And what would happen then? I mean, would it be an offence to make jokes about mother-in-laws? It's a standard of the British comedians' repertoire, is it not? Yeah, my mother-in-law was actually a very nice lady, but she had an aggressive nature. Once hit me over the head with a frying pan. So seriously, it's not a joke, and I hadn't done anything. I just came in from work one day. I was in the army at the time. I came in from a day at the regiment, and she was waiting behind the door with a big iron frying pan and bashed me on the head. I think she was just trying to make a point, because she said, "That'll teach you." It taught me one thing, I'll tell you that, folks. Frying pans on the head hurt. That's what I found out. Anyway, apparently there's a TV programme on tonight about another problem that we've got with the prison system. Problems. About HMP Maghaberry, which is in Northern Ireland. Apparently it's got 1,200 plus inmates, and they can't control them. I can see why they can't control them. I mean, and I worked for a period of time as the nursing officer that tested, health checked recruits to the prison service in the early 1980s. And I was just basic checks, eyesight, weight, basic stuff. Test the urine for any signs of issues there. And I spoke to the governor who was running the recruitment team, the three of them, I think 2 chief officers and a governor, yeah. And I spoke to the governor who was running it. I said, "Come on," I said, I've worked in the prison service for quite a long time now, and I have to tell you that there's some very strange people in the prison system as officers. I said, "What exactly are you looking for when you recruit staff?" Because they obviously had many recruits in those days. He said, "Well, I'll tell you." He said, "The basic thing that we're looking for, what we want are the biggest psychopaths in Britain." So that's what he said. He said they're looking for that. Because they actually knew in the 70s and 80s that if you're going to deal with large, aggressive, violent male prisoners, then what you need are large, aggressive, violent prison officers. Fight fire with fire. I remember the interview I had. It was in 1974, actually. Around about November 1974, when I applied and was interviewed to join the prison service. And the chief officer said to me, how would you feel if you're on duty as a prison officer inside the jail and you're attacked by an inmate? How would you deal with that? Now, I didn't actually openly laugh, but I said it wouldn't be a problem. I mean, I spent quite a number of years as a non-commissioned officer in the army, and I've been dealing with violent men all my life. Said so, and as an ex-middleweight army boxing champion, I would just deal with them using the appropriate amount of force necessary to correct that mistake that they've just made. But believe me, they would know that they'd made a mistake. Correct answer, you've got the job. But what about these days, yeah? I mean, I know that I keep going on about it, but you got young ladies in there. They can't answer that. They can't say what they're going to do if they are going to deal with a large, aggressive, violent inmate, because they've never in their life experienced anything like that. Whereas I'd gone through a long time at the British schools at the rough end of town and in the army. Well, they didn't mess about in them days. They weren't saying to you, Mr. Sutton, we'd like you to put this £60, £70 pack on your back and run across Dartmoor. I didn't say things like that. Just say words to the effect, get it on and get moving. Which you did. Happy days. Will they be coming back? Not soon, I don't feel. But listen, as long as we've got strange people like Angela Rayner talking about inventing crimes, new crimes. Let's have a crime of misogyny. They've also got a crime of misnaming people. Let's say I decide to become Susan, yeah? And I decided to identify myself as being a lady, which is possible. I mean, you've got to hand it to people do that, and no reason why not. But I mean, occasionally you'd look at somebody like me. I decided to become Susan, yeah, and you'd say, "Hello, John." Who? They're going to make that a criminal offence, to name somebody incorrectly, just because of the way they look. If I identify as a female, then you will identify me as a female, yeah. Despite the fact that I've got a big hairy face and a baldy head. Anyway, that's Tales from the Jails for today. HMP McGavry, there's a TV programme about tonight. Watch that. And that's a song dinger, by the way. What did I watch last night? I watched An American Werewolf in Paris. In London. American Werewolf in London. I haven't seen it for 30 years, something like that. Maybe more than that. It was very good, actually. Brian Glover's in it. Brian Glover, the actor, he's gone now. Used to be a wrestler. He called himself Leon Harris, the man from Paris. Yeah, I saw him wrestling. What was it? I saw him wrestling on this Saturday afternoon. Joke wrestling. That's not wrestling. I actually did wrestle when I was in Germany with a German team, but it was classical wrestling, I went to the club, I just went with my landlord, because I lived with a German family, and he said, "Oh, come with me," because he used to come and watch me boxing. He said, "Come with me, wrestling thing," he was a wrestler, this guy. So I went with him, and he said, "You wrestled this man," and it was in German, of course, because I could speak German at the time. Yeah, so I said, "Yeah, okay, it's good, yeah." This bloke, I started wrestling. I tell you what, he twisted me into some very funny shapes. It turned out he was the European middleweight wrestling champion, and they'd thrown me in there for a joke. I didn't mind really. I mean, it hurt like hell at the time, but that's the way it goes, isn't it, folks? Yeah, Tales from the Jails. Where are they now? Yeah. I'm going to read you a sonnet. Yeah. I'm going to read you Sonnet 118 by your friend of mine, William Shakespeare. If I can get the light to stand still. This is Sonnet 18. Are you ready? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, and lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Very nice poetry, that, yeah. Tales from the Jails. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folk. I hope you've all bought my book. Hey, don't forget to watch HMP McGavry on television tonight. Tales from the Jails.